Anime Guild H Caveman. Yeah, that's what we're reviewing today. Found by my good friend Theo at a Barnes & Noble of all places. It's a story, all right. Anyway, my name's Sam, and that's enough of an introduction. Let's get started. We're first introduced to our main character, Anne. Now, Anne has a problem. Her ass is lonely, and she can't find a single guy who lives up to her standards. It doesn't help that there's only like 6 other guys apparently at her school. But who are those guys? We have John Video Games. He likes playing video games. John Anime. He has a body pillow. John Shadow the Hedgehog. He's the edgy loner. And John Femboy. Take a fucking guess. We also have a 5th guy called John Boring. I can't actually tell if he's a teacher or he's a fellow student, but he shows up like sometimes. So this is Sam from the future. One of those guys actually gets with her. I'm gonna say which one though. Try to guess. So we then cut to Anne at a very plot-relevant class. She's learning about an ancient ancestor of humans, but they're far less developed. So Europeans. Apparently, they would suck the marrow out of bones from carcasses. So Polish people specifically. And not realizing she's in a book called Anime Girl Dates Neanderthal, thinks it's not important at all, and goes home to do the one thing that women love the most. Farming. I'm not actually sure if this is true, but I don't have any contact with women, and I'm too afraid to ask them, so I'm just going to assume that they just love farming. So Anne, in desperation, decides to say, I want to marry farming, which, is the biggest cope I've ever seen. Like, just admit you're single and you're not going to find anyone instead of trying to marry farming. I swear, white women are weird like that. But instead of just people thinking she's a lunatic, for some reason this summons the goddess of rice, because as you do. And the goddess of rice comes down. For some reason she's barefoot and decides to do the only logical thing. Search time and space to find the perfect match for her, which she apparently does, and that's how Anne gets transported back to 2.5 million years ago. See, this is a very logical book. Anne gets teleported back to negative 25 million years ago. And waking up on a savannah, looking around at a time long before her own, and realizing she's in the past, Anne thinks only one thing. Damn, I gotta use my future knowledge to invest in Bitcoin and get rich. So, as she's looking around for what's the best place to invest in Bitcoin, which would obviously at this point be a lot cheaper, she sees a silhouette walk across the savannah. And at first she can't tell what it is, and then she realizes it's an ape man. It's the monkey from the title. Yeah, he's here, guys. Anne is horrified. She's paralyzed with fear and barely runs away. And at a safe distance, she looks back and thinks, damn, that was close. Any longer, and he might have realized what Bitcoin was and bought it all before I did. So now the problem is, though, that she has no food. She's pretty fucking hungry. And the only food around there is some carcasses, some grubs, and a few Long John Silvers. None of which are really edible for even a prehistoric man, let alone modern humans. So Anne's going to figure that out in the future. But right now, I have something more important to talk about. Why this book makes me angry. Really angry. You know why? It's because it doesn't make any sense. There are some minor problems. Like, first of all, the monkey man not having canine teeth, which doesn't make sense. I don't know how he'd be able to live like that. Or the fact that she kind of just teleports throughout Africa, because she sees various animals I don't think live together. Africa's a big place. But you know what the biggest problem is? By a long shot, you know what it is? It's a fucking lemurs. For some reason, this author decided it was a good idea to let's put a cute little lemur in the background. You know when lemurs were last in Africa? 70 million years ago. You are claiming that she went back in time 2.5 million years ago, but then saw lemurs? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know anime likes to play it loose and rough or whatever with age. I mean, they'll say like, oh, he's only 14, or she's 10,000 years old, but it looks like she's 5. But that's only 10,000 years old different. This is 70 million years difference. You can't let this slip. Lemurs should not be on mainland Africa. They were on Madagascar. And when they were last in Africa, they were barely lemurs. They were like the distant ancestors of lemurs. Why are you drawing lemurs on my fucking book? You're supposed to be in mainland Africa. You put like lions and grow to be some shit like that. So this is mainland Africa. Naze Kodasun Nazaru Ga Ira no Ka. Shouldn't be any fucking move it. There shouldn't be any Zabumafu, no foot fetishes. Let's go back and see what Anne's up to. Okay, so she immediately fell for the monkey guy. I guess he gave her an apple and she just crumbled. Damn, she can't even handle starvation. I mean, how is she gonna survive in the real world? But I guess they're together now. Her and I'm calling the monkey Harambe. They don't really do too much. He gives her more apples, which she likes. He saves her from creating a rated R version of Ice Age twice. Oh, she also finds like a birthmark tattoo on Harambe, and of course claims it's magical and asks for his star sign. Harambe does the only logical thing and jumps off a cliff and kills himself. And obviously upon saying this, the Rice Goddess is like, oh damn, I done fucked up, and immediately pulls Anne out of 2 million years ago back to the present day. And now back in the modern day, and no monkey is heartbroken. And it's funny because like the next page, some random guy comes up and tries to take her on a date, and she's like, no, I found someone else that I like more. But this guy really got cucked by a monkey from 2.5 million years ago. Like, dude never stood a chance. Continuing the story, I guess they go to a museum, and she gets grouped up with the 5 guys who I mentioned earlier. Still can't believe one of these guys is actually gonna get with her. I swear, it's a fucking fanboy. I'm gonna be angry. But yeah, she gets grouped up with them, then immediately leaves them, and of course finds a statue of a monkey man, same one that she ran into earlier. And all I'm gonna say is I'm glad there's glass in between her and the monkey, because that could have ended bad. But then the goddess shows up. For some reason, she didn't learn her lesson and decides to send Anne back in time again. I do not know what she's doing. Maybe she's drunk or something like that. I don't know, but that's where the first story ends. So all this talk about finding the perfect match makes me think, I mean, I don't want to be single myself. So maybe if I can get a hold of the Rice Goddess, she can find me the perfect girl. I just got to think of how I could do it. Oh, I know how I'm going to do it. Boy, I sure wish I could marry Harmony. Yeah. It worked. Yo.
Hello, I am Rice Goddess.
Can you search time and space and find me the perfect girl?
I will find what you seek. Searching. Syntax error.
She must be from the future.